Hey guys, what's up? How are you? Welcome back. And it's been a while since I was able to get to the rest of these guys, but the time is now and I'm finally here. We're going to take a look at the rest of the gang from the Loyal Subjects Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW Ninja Turtle basic release. And when I say basic, is because they did have the San Diego Comic-Con version, which were more dirtied up and detailed as far as, outline paint and looking scuffed up and battle torn. These are just more clean looking and basic, them in their normal comic IDW look and style. And today we have Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello. So as you can see, the packaging is exactly the same for all the turtles, with the exception of how the artwork is presented on both sides of the spine and on the back. So real quick look at Leonardo. Then we take another quick look at Michelangelo. And you see the boxes are broken because they came that way with the delivery I got them from Amazon, and the boxes are very flimsy. And then we have, as you see there, Donatello. That is the artwork style there on the side spine for all the turtles, and they look absolutely spectacular. Then if you turn it around, obviously you're gonna have the actual figure, right? And it's an actual pose style of the figure on each of these. In the back, a promotional shot of the figures, and you'll notice right away that they show the accessories, maybe like a little bio. You see it says Nickelodeon, property of, and so forth and so forth, and then all the legalese. Then of course you can turn them around to the other side, and then you see the other artwork from the comic for each of the existing turtles in all of their IDW glory. And you'll notice right away that on one side they look real more mean and badass because they have the whited out eyes, and on this side they look more neutral and very teenager look to them. As you can see they look very teenager, but they also look very cool looking and kind of a different aesthetic. So guys, let's sit back, let's relax, and have a digital drink. Let's take these bad boys out of the box. Closer look, real fast, in the bubble, as you can see. And it says there, the limited collector's edition, with a limited collector's edition card. And that's Leonardo, as you can see. Then they have the bubble window for Michelangelo, as you can see there. And then we have none other than Donatello, which is basically my favorite turtle. So again, like I said, let's sit back, let's relax, let's have a digital drink, and hopefully you'll stay with me till the end of the unboxing and review of these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from IDW's The Loyal Subjects series. So I'll see you guys in a blink of an eye real soon. Alright guys, and here we are. Here are the turtles out of packaging. So let's start with Leonardo and bring him up close so that you guys can see him. As you can see, Leonardo, right? Let's focus on him. Right there. You see that he has the regular face with the actual pupils, which looks cool, but I personally prefer all of the all whited eyes, portraits. I think they look cooler. There is the bandana. You see that his green is a nice shading. I have a lot of detail within the sculpting itself. On the shell, he has the strap going across his chest with the pockets, the really nice gauntlets on his forearms that lead to his, wrists, and his bandaged up hands. Then you see the back harness with the shell. A lot of detail, really, really nice. With the actual sheath for the katanas that he has, more pouches. And then on the legs and the groin area, you see a lot of details on the legs as well. Pretty much, and then the wrapping, as you can see, with the nice wrapping all over the legs. So that is a closer look at Leonardo. Then we'll take a look at Michelangelo next. And again, that's his portrait with the pupil. He's kind of winking or squinting. And you see his bandana is a little shorter. His green is a little bit more of a bluish green compared to Leonardo's. Doesn't have no straps coming in front. But you see the shell also with a lot of nice different scuff marks detail. Even the shell looks a little more orangey than actual Leonardo's. All the detail on the neckline, hands. It's got the elbow pads and then the white strap wrappings around his forearms and his hands. And he has these two open areas where it looks like you're supposed to fit maybe the size or the nunchucks, but none of those are wide enough to fit it. So I don't know really if it was a miscalculation from loyal subjects or it's just there for design. Either way, does look cool. Then you see his legs. Obviously his knee pads have actual strap, wrappings on them, and then his actual feet and legs and shin area wrapped up with the white. And then in the back he has these two as well, which I truly believe are also to house his either nunchucks or sides. But we'll see how it works out. So there you have it. There is a closer look, and then the teeth all nice and white. You see the shell has nice detail as well. And then pouches. But looks really good. Looks really, really nice. So that's a look at, Michelangelo. Then here is my favorite. None other than Donatello. Nice purple, nice smile. The orange pupils and his bandana. You see that he also has like a more olive green as opposed to a neon green and a blue green, which them two have. He does have a strap going this way and this way, much more thinner, and you see his shell is a yellow, but a muted yellow, not a bright yellow like Leonardo. Then you see, those little subtleties, do stand out. It makes it cool because you can kind of see and differentiate the differences between the turtles, right? I'm going to move up his hand really quick on this side, right? And you're going to see that in this case, he has wrappings that start on his, waist and torso area, going down towards the front and underneath his shell. And this is only Donatello that has this. You see he has the nice elbow pads. These have like a little bow tie there in the top, and then opening on the actual elbow, the pouches. And you notice that Leonardo's, or rather Donatello's shell, looks more like a vac metal. Like it's more, he made like a plate, protection plate, to protect himself. Because he's he does gadgetry and does things with high tech, which is a nice touch. And you see this, the sheath for the bow, his both half. And then you see the pouches on both sides. And this brown is kind of a nice bronze or actual brown, while Leonardo's brown is more of a like a dookie, cocky brown. This is a lighter brown, and then the one on on Michelangelo looks like when the brown, like when you have kind of like greenish ground diarrhea. I guess it would be the best way for me to explain it, but that's what it is. And then you see the brown, the patches there on his knees, exposing the front end of the knee to make it look different and differentiates itself from Michelangelo. And he has the wrappings on the foot going down, the wrappings on the shin and forearm going to the hands. And again, like I said, really nice. And there is a closer look at Donatello. So now that we took a closer look at them, now I guess we can concentrate on their accessories and what each of them individually came with. So let me adjust the camera a little bit and we'll be right back. So let's start off with what Leonardo comes with. Leonardo brings two really nice special effects that look like almost like water, but they're not really water. They're translucent blue, but they're really nice looking. And he brings one for each of the katanas, as you see there, which is really, really nice because it gives you a nice dynamic when you want to pose the figures. And it's a nice extra touch. Remember, keep in mind, these figures were only $19.99, and they come with a nice amount of accessories, in my personal opinion. Then he brings the two smaller swords, as you see there, with a nice, silver, gunmetal silver, and the black on the actual handle, and they look spectacular. So he brings two little knives that you would put, I guess, on the side of him. Then he brings the two katanas, which are very similar to the smaller swords, but in this case they're longer, with the same paint application, where this one is, the actual handle is black with the gunmetal on both sides. But if you look at it, they look really, really good, and they are really well painted. So let's put these back, and this is both the katanas that he brings. And then he brings 6 hands, 3 sets of hands that are pairs. These are some closed ones, so you can hold the weapons like so. And then these are 2 open ones, like he's doing like a karate. You can do like a karate ninja pose, as you see there. And then the ones that he has on him, which are like trigger hands, which I think is for each of the different swords, whether it's the small or the bigger ones. Then this is his portrait with the black or with the whited eyes, as you can see, open mouth. Has some, paint blotches in there. I could probably touch it up with a black marker, but for the most part, the paint job is really nice. And you see all the details in the skin, on the actual head, and the details in the front forehead. And he's making these, the grunting kind of look. And honestly, those are my preferred portraits because I think it makes them look more mean and menacing and badass. Again, in my personal opinion. And then, of course, he brings the collectible card with the artwork for IDW and a little synopsis there with the picture of the figure in the back, which is pretty cool. Really pretty nice touch. And they also, I think those Big Bad Toy Store symbols, those are also stickers. So for Michelangelo, he brings obviously the 2 sets of the nunchucks, painted really nice, and it's a very soft, pliable material. Not a real chainmail, but looks really good. He brings 2 of these with the gunmetal silver and the light brown wood look on the handles that you hold individually. Then he brings 2 of the sickle sides, I guess. Or one side looks like a scythe or a sickle, and then the other side looks like it has a chainmail, which is also very pliable. And then it has the black with the orange on the handle, and then black on the orange on the top with the actual gunmetal silver. And again, he brings 2 of these. These look really nice. Again, they look really nice, and they're pliable. So he does bring 2 of those, which is really cool. Then his head portrait, the alternate head portrait again, is him kind of yelling. You see the red on the tongue. You see that the bandana's a lot more down on his nose, like his nose is up, with this yelling, and then they're whited out eyes, and you know, again, the details on the head, and the bandana is a lot smaller, but my preferred portrait again as well. And he also brings 6 hands, and there are 3 sets of matching hands. These are changed up, so this is one of the holding hands or a fist hand, and then this is one of it looks like he's pointing. So he only has 3 fingers. But if you look at it from this direction, it looks like he's pointing. It almost comes off like a middle finger because they only have 3 hands, or 3 fingers rather, which is pretty funny. But you can't have a middle finger if you only have 3 hands. And then again, the other set is open splayed hands to make it seem like he's doing a karate gesture. And they're wrapped up and painted really nice individually with the fingers. And again, that green comes off as like a blue-green, but it's a lot more greener in person. So just to let you guys know. And then his card, see? Again, same thing. Wonderful artwork. And then last but not least, we have Donatello's. And his portrait again. Nice grunt. Full bandana. Mouth closed. All teeth with the pearly whites. Again, the details on the head. Bandana. It looks really cool. Then we have this. It's like I guess it's a mechanical arm fist thing that has these lasers with the gunmetal silver and then the blues on the top. And it looks like he could probably punch through walls with this. And then we have the special night goggles. You can see things that look really good. Inside with the paint job, you see it. The strap is black. Gunmetal silver, you have black and yellow and teal with the little red there with the 3 little lens. Looks really good. And that is his night goggles. Then he brings his classic weapon, which is the baton. And the stick with the wrappings in the middle, and then the nice light brown for the wood. Then he brings the 6 hands with 3 matching hands. Again, this being the open hands with the karate pose, or for karate poses. Then he brings 2 fist hands for fisticuffs, and one that fell on me, he brings 2 gripping hands to hold the staff. I guess that's how it would work. on either side, or if you want to do a double-handed pose. And of course, last but not least, his file card with his artwork, looking awesome. Again, in the back with the synopsis and a picture of the figure. So that's it, guys. That is the accessories. Now what I can do is I'll show you the articulation for one of them, because it's pretty much par for the course for all of them. So here we go for articulation. The head moves left and right. Has a little bit of tilt, but the heads are really, really tight. You got to keep warming them up because they're really, really tight. And like I said before, I'm Raphael. My peg broke. I had to actually glue it. Thank God, since the peg is big, it was easy to glue. He looks down just about that much, and he could look up just that straight, not too much. And on the shoulders, there's just a little bit of a butterfly, as you see. And you can bring up, you hear how hard it sounds. You can bring up the actual arm that much in the shoulder. You have the, the bicep swivel. You have the double elbow. And then, of course, you have the swivel on the wrists. And in this case, I think the wrist can go in just a tad and out a tad. And then, of course, the shoulder, you can actually do 180 degrees. He does have a waist swivel on the inside, and you can kind of bend them a little bit. It looks like it has maybe a little bit of an ab crunch inside, but because of the shell and the the front part and the strap is restricted, but you kind of move them a little bit. Not really a side by side, but he has the thigh swivel, a double on the actual knee. Then he has no boot swivel. Then he has the ability to put the feet down back that much, up about that much, and then they got a forward pin rocker. So as far as the articulation goes, they're pretty much all of them, including Raphael that I did earlier, a couple of months ago or a month ago, is par for the course. But that is the articulation. So now let's just look at each individual turtles with their accessories and how they look accessorized. So guys, we're first going to start with Leonardo, and he is all accessorized, and this is all the stuff he comes with: the two blades, the special effects, the smaller swords I put on the side, and this is what he looks like. He looks really, really cool with all of his accessories, and pretty badass, if you ask me, which is just my opinion, of course, but you guys might not think it's as cool, but I think it's cool. I think he looks pretty dope, and he's one of the cooler turtles available out there. So this is Leonardo again. This is what he looks like, all accessorized. Next, we'll move on to Michelangelo, and here we have Michelangelo in all of his glory. And as you can see, Mikey has the sickle side in one side and the actual nunchucks on the other. And then in the back, I was able to store one of each of the different weapons. In the front, you see how I kind of pushed in one side in one of these holes to kind of be like a stability for him to hold. Then I put his actual angry face with the whited out eyes, and again, he looks really cool as well. And this is Michelangelo. Next, we'll check out Donatello. And here we have it, guys. Here is Donatello, all accessorized with his fist inside the mechanical fist doorbuster, I guess. I have his goggles, his tech goggles in the top. Then I have, posing one of the actual posing karate hands, and then he have his baton stick in the back on the sheath, as you can see in Donatello. Looks pretty dope, also pretty badass. So there you have Donatello in all of his glory. So next, what we'll do is we'll have comparisons with other turtles. So here we have the first comparison, and I started with Donatello. And as you can see, I have the Donatello from the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from DC Universe. Obviously, I have here the Nickelodeon Nicktoons Teenage Mutant Turtles Donatello from the cartoon that came out not too long ago. And then I have the Super 7 Playmates version, which was the cartoon, which was the toy version, but with the alternate portrait with the whited out eyes of Donatello. And there is the 3 that I have as far as the Donatello comparison. I also have the movie version, but I kind of can't get to it. Plus the movie version is more because of the nostalgia fact that it's a figure that looks just like the movie. So, not one of my all-time favorites, but they still look cool. And so we'll move on right along next to Michelangelo. And here we have it. Here we have the Super 7 Michelangelo, the Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon. I believe it was from 2009. The Michelangelo from the Batman versus Batman versus Ninja Turtles, and again, obviously the IDW Loyal Subject version. As you can see, they all look different, but they have the one thing in common, which is the whited out eyes, which is what I like in the Turtles. The whited out eyes is my favorite style and look for them. So now let's move on to Leonardo. And then last but certainly not least, here are the Leonardos that I have. Again, from the Batman vs. Ninja Turtles movie, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Nickelodeon 2009 cartoon, I believe that's what it was, from Playmates. Obviously the IDW, and then the Super 7 Playmates toy with the alternative whited out head, which I think looks really cool like that. So there you go, guys. There's the comparisons for Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello. So now we'll go to the end of the review and my final thoughts. One last comparison that I forgot to do is I also have the Leonardo Fury Toys Samurai Leonardo, which is this guy right here, which is very high-end and feel, but a lot smaller and shorter. But you can see he also has the blue, Leonardo bandana and the whited out eyes. So just wanted to show you that next to each other, side by side. Now we'll go on to the end of the review. Okay, guys, here we are. These are my final thoughts. Basically, these are pretty much the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures that Loyal Subject has done. In a lot of ways, they're probably the best affordable standalone turtle figures, I would say, since they are in mass retail. since the Playmates one, because obviously the DC collectible stuff from the movie was a GameStop exclusive, wasn't massively released, but they were limited in articulation. They look great as far as aesthetically, but they weren't released in mass production. So if you can't afford something like the Rebel Tech ones, which they never reprinted, which were cool looking, or anything else that, you know, maybe the next thing that might be really cool and really take everything out of the box would be the upcoming Mezco ones. But even the Mezco ones, that's something that's high end, it's premium, it's not for everybody. So for mainstream, if you couldn't get your hands on the San Diego Comic-Con battle-worn versions, I guess that's the best way to describe them, these are definitely a great alternative. Whether you like Ninja Turtles and you're a big fan, or whether you just like cool-looking figures at a great affordable price with a lot of great accessories and a lot of great posing options and just presence, shelf presence. This goes with a lot of the things that you have, you know, now currently available on your shelf and would not have, you know, no issues, you know, basically, you know, displaying them with other things. So guys, I give it a thumbs up. I definitely recommend them to you for the great price that they are. And I got them at Amazon. I think they were even on sale during Black Friday for, I think it was $16.99 with the free shipping if you have Amazon Prime. It's a no-brainer. I haven't seen them still to this point in retails like Walmart. Like I saw the first other waves that they did with the, you know, the Playmate style ones and the ones that look like they're dressed up like they're going to a, I think it was a rock concert or whatever. Or they were dressed like punk rockers. But nevertheless, you can still get them online in a lot of retails. Just hunt down for them, and I don't think you'll regret it. Just remember, be careful when you change the head portraits because they're very, 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 very hard. If you warm them up, you'll have no issues. Because with my Raphael, like I told you guys, I broke the peg, and I had to glue it. Thankfully, the peg is really big and fat, so you can glue it, and then you can't really tell that it ever broke. But again, I'm not, you know, there's something that, you know, you shouldn't want to have to deal with. Now, I will say, I did see Raphael with the bike in Target one time as of recent, and I forgot to mention that. And that's a 2-pack that comes with the motorcycle. So, I don't know if you want that version because you don't come with all the accessories and portrait or whatever, but it does come with the bike. So, maybe that's the route you want to take if you just want to get that specific Raphael. So, thumbs down if you didn't like the video, thumbs up if you did. Share this video with someone you think might enjoy it and might like it. As always, thank you for all of you that continue to give me support. Because without you, my channel would not be sustained. I want to thank the recent influx of subscribers. I've been growing little by little, and I've noticed. Don't think I haven't. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you, because it means the world to me. If you're new to the channel and you like what I'm doing and you decide that you wanted to subscribe or be part of my movement, then all I can say is thank you from the kindness and the bottom of my heart for being so kind. And I'm extremely humble and extremely grateful. Or, you know, just remember, because you decided to do that, I consider you now part of my family. So, you guys can find me in any social media outlet or platform. They're all down in the description below, from Twitter all the way to Instagram. You can also hit me up there on DM if you want to have a conversation, ask me any questions, or if you would like to donate something to the channel that you want me to highlight or showcase. it would be more than an honor, more than a pleasure for me to do so. I would be truly humbled. And I would not have any problems with doing so. So just hit me up there so we work out the particulars, like the address, where you can send it, things like that. And finally, if you guys ever want to help my channel directly for me to grow, or help me financially for me to do other things that are more expensive or bigger or better in this style and format, whether it's video game related or figure related, you can also do that if you choose to. Remember, it's only if you want to. It's not mandatory. It's not forced. And only if you have the means to do it as well and you want to help out, it'll be extremely, extremely appreciated. It would mean the world to me because I know you don't have to, but it will go a long way. It would help the channel, honestly. So those are down in the description below, also with my PayPal or Patreon information. So guys, this is your boy and your host signing off with another episode of Toys in My Closet. I'll see you guys hopefully really soon with some more fake reviews and comparisons. I hope you enjoyed it. And, this is the IDW, The Loyal Subjects, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello. I finally got to the trifectas and the other three that were left because I did do Raphael long ago on my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Love you guys.